Valuation of way leaves. Way leaves or right of way is a type of easement. That is a right granted by one to another, and that right excludes the right to take away anything. Now in this case, over the land, you can pass through but you cannot take anything, which an owner of a dominant tenement has over the servient tenement. So the one who grants this easement is known as the servient tenement, and the grantee, the one to whom it is granted to, is known as the dominant tenement. Every easement must have its origin in grant. So we are talking about grant now, except where created by statute. So creation, it can be created, easements can be created by statute, by presumed grant, by express grant, by implied grant. By statute means that this is a statute which discharges land from the right of common and distributes it in plots among a number of absolute owners. An easement of way over adjoining plots are frequently reserved to the respective owners, in which case the owners of the land can grant easement of way. By express grant, an easement may be granted by deed or by oral or orally, depending on the circumstances. So express grant means it is granted by deed or oral in some cases, depending on the circumstances. By presumed grant means that creation of easement, if the length of enjoyment is from time to time immemorial, that is, if the grantee has been enjoying it for a long time, it can well be assumed to exist. The length of enjoyment has been up to 20 years, then it can be presumed, uninterrupted though, then it can be presumed that there is an interest, there is a type of easement. If there is continuous passage over that piece of land over a period of 20 years uninterrupted, it can be presumed that it exists. Then by implied grant, easements which were in use at the time of sale of a particular property passing by implication with the appropriate parts. If there is a right of easement in a piece of land that was purchased, it is presumed that that right still persists. That's what it means. The right is sold along with the piece of land, if it was already part of the rights in the land before it was bought. Easements can be extinguished or terminated by release, by a deed of release. Unity of cession, in those two ways you can extinguish it, you can terminate it. So if there was a previous agreement, easement agreement, can be terminated in these two ways. Release means that the dominant owner executes a deed of release, relieving the servient tenement from the burden of any easement. So that can be by you just execute a deed of release, and the interest is extinguished. Or unity of cession, if for instance the dominant and the servient tenement unite in the same owner. For example, if the dominant tenement holder sells his right to the servient tenement, it is extinguished. So it can be extinguished in those two ways. Now rent cannot be reserved on grant because it's a grant. But special payments are made, not rent, not by way of rent. You make a special payment for the right to easement. For example, special payment or charges might be requested from petrol station. We are now going into what we are supposed to be doing. Petrol station for maintaining their connecting roads in view of the heavy usage by vehicles slowing down and coming in and out of the station. Now, if there is a right of way, look at petrol station. There is a right of way, in front. Where vehicles pass and they move on, maybe to other neighboring villages and so on. And if, let us assume, the use of a particular portion of that right of way is intensive, such petrol station can be called upon to pay for the maintenance of that particular area, because the right to pass that place is intensive. There is a normal right, but because of the petrol station there, it makes the use of those portions, especially the frontage and maybe the return frontage at times, to be used more intensely or intensively than other areas. So let's just put that at the back of our mind, that it is possible. So vehicles will slow down, come in, go out. So look at those portions of land as being more intensively used. So, and such a thing can amount to a sort of easement, additional the additional use can amount to a sort of easement, which will attract a grant, a grant of special payment as well, grant and special payment as well. So purpose and principle of valuation. The purpose of the right of way is for this filling station to contribute payment to a highway authority for only a portion of the cost of maintaining the highways used by them in a special intensive way, different from the general use. The principle is that other parts of the roads will last longer than the frontages of the station, which are being used excessively by the station, and the station should be made to pay for the difference in the lifespan of the roads. That is the concept of this valuation we are going to do. That is the concept, and it arises from easement. Easement's right to pass over without taking anything. Vehicles do pass over, so the easement is assumed, but when it is used intensively, it becomes an additional burden on the highway authority, which they have to get special payments for or levy the petrol station for. So how is the valuation done? That is the crux of the matter. So given this scenario, what could the basis of valuation for this kind of interest or easement be? From the explanation, the filling station is the dominant tenement and the federal highway is the servant tenement or servant tenant, if you like. Dominant tenant, the filling station; the servant tenant, the federal highway authority. So what could the basis of valuation possibly be? Now, the basis of valuation is the value of the difference between the normal lifespan of the frontage area and the shortened lifespan due to special and heavy use by the station. So the idea is that the road would have existed for a longer period if not for the intensive use occasioned as a result of the coming in, going out, reversing of trailers into the petrol station, and so on and so forth. That is the idea. That is the basis for that valuation. Is the value of the difference between the normal lifespan. For example, if the road were to last for 50 years after construction, and because of intensive use, those areas now last for 35 years, and they will need huge maintenance to keep it going, or to keep it going, or to make it usable, and they feel that the additional expense wouldn't have come at that time, but 15 years later, then they are charging the station for allowing the road to deteriorate. Well, not allowing the road to deteriorate, but making the road deteriorate faster. So method of valuation, the method often used for the determination of the quantum of payment is the replacement cost method. That is the only method that can be used. No other method can be used for this kind of valuation. So that should be noted. You can only use the replacement cost method or the cost method. Now, valuation approach. How do you approach this valuation? Determine the length and breadth and width of the frontage or the filling station onto the highways. Then the normal lifespan of the road as at the date of valuation. The lifespan of the road in relation to their excessive special use by the station. Then determine the difference between the normal lifespan of the road and the shortened lifespan due to special use. Yes. Then value the roads, that is frontage of the station, for the normal lifespan using the DRC. Reduce the capital value derived to its annual equivalent using the normal lifespan, and the figure arrived at is what the station should pay annually to the highway authority for the difference between the lifespan, the two lifespans. That is the approach. So once you get this approach, you just follow it. There are procedures for the evaluation. Yeah, we are taking a worked example now. Let us assume that the length of the frontages that will be affected are stated below. Length of the frontage, say 59 meters, is the length of the frontage that are presumed to be available for excessive use. Maybe the frontage of the petrol station. That is the area where the use will be excessive. Then the width of the road, the standard width of any good road is 8 meters. So even if you are not given this, you should assume it's 8 meters. But you cannot assume the length of the frontage. You have to be given that, because petrol stations differ in their sizes and their frontage to the roads. Then now area of the frontage road will be naturally 59 by 8 meters. 59 meters times 8 meters, that will be the area. That's 472 square meters. Then in the question, you are given a normal lifespan. Now the average normal lifespan of a well surface road is 50 years. So even if you are not given, assume it is going to be 50 years. Assume that the road was built 15 years ago. If it was built 15 years ago, then the unexpired lifespan today will be 35 years. Am I right? Yes, 35 years. Now, and you are told also in the question that the lifespan in relation to special use, due to the excessive use of the station, the lifespan of their frontage have been reduced to 25 years. So unexpired lifetime has been reduced to 25 years instead of 35. So you can assume that the 10 years difference is the difference for excessive use or potential excessive use of that place. That is very clear, it's very logical. You can assume that since the unexpired lifetime normal is supposed to be 35 years, and because of the intensive use, the lifespan was reduced to 25 years in the judgment of the valuer anyway, then 10 years is the difference that is accountable for the excessive use. So the road will have to be fully maintained or reconstructed after 25 years instead of after 35 years. So the difference that is accountable for that use is 10 years. Now lifespan in relation to special use, that due to the excessive use by the station, the lifespan of their frontages have been reduced to 25 years. Yes, the difference between the normal lifespan and lifespan due to excessive use is 35 minus 25. That's 10 years. I hope that is clear. Then the valuation will be, since we are going to use the cost method alone, there's no other method to use. So please take good cognizance of this valuation. The area of the frontage, as in A above, is 472 square meters. Now, if you go and check or through some comparative analysis, you're able to know that the replacement cost will be about 3,000 per square meter. It could be 10,000. It could be. It depends on what you got or what the question gave you. If the question gave you a figure, then use the figure. If they did not give you, then assume. Then that will be 1.416 million. Less depreciation at 30%. Why is it 30%? Because the unexpired time is 15 years. Just calculate on a straightforward basis, and the total span is 50 years. So 15 divided by 50 times 100 will be your depreciation, and that's like 30%. Then you get the DLC like that. Then you now find the annual equivalent. The annual equivalent for 35 years at 8%, because 35 years is a short period. You also allow for sinking fund. Then you get 95,690, and that will be the annual equivalent is annuity. An annuity is I plus S in the case of short term like this, and I alone in the case of long term freehold. I hope you still remember that. So annuity 1 naira will purchase, dual rate will be 96,000 naira, which is say 96,000, or put it at 95,690 per annum for 10 years. That is what the filling station should be paying to the highway authority per annum for 10 years to be able to be compensated for the maintenance or the reconstruction of that road after 25 years instead of 35 years. I hope you got it.